Hello people, Mike Principe here from N3, and today we're going to be talking about GTA 5 being re-released once again, Deathloop's mixed reception on Steam, and Wolverine actually being rated M. But before we get into that, make sure to leave a like, sub, and hit that beautiful bell icon to be notified of any new videos. So let's get right into it. So starting off with GTA 5 being released on PS5, all I can say is Rockstar, who really cares? The game trailer we got at the PlayStation event didn't really show anything that impressive. Apparently we're getting improved graphics, but the game looks pretty much the same to me. Apparently we're getting enhanced gameplay, but they didn't really tell us what that enhanced gameplay is, unless they're talking about the seamless character switching, but the thing is, the character switching was already pretty seamless. So then you think to yourself, well, I'm assuming this is a free upgrade to the PS5 and Series X, but considering Rockstar's and Take-Two's track record with releasing this game, I wouldn't be surprised that you would be paying for it, because Take-Two doesn't really care about you. Sure, you're making them a lot of money, but that's the thing, they want more of that money, and that's how most of these companies are gonna keep functioning. And the thing is, Rockstar has been functioning this way for a long time now. They're kinda targeting easy monetization. I remember back in the day when Rockstar had so many different games on the table. I mean, you had the Midnight Club series, you had Bully, you had Max Payne, you had Manhunt, you got a fresh take with LA Noire, and GTA 4 had single-player expansions. Meanwhile, we didn't really get any single-player expansions for GTA 5, aside from maybe getting some new vehicles and weapons for the single-player campaign, but that's pretty much it. No new storylines or anything. And that's because GTA Online is their biggest cash cow. They're going to continue making content for that instead of anything for the single-player campaign for GTA 5. So instead of doing anything meaningful with the game, they're just going to re-release it on next-gen consoles with a price tag. Nothing more. It's a damn shame, but at this point, I'm not even surprised. And people are starting to see just how bad Rockstar and Take-Two have become. Don't get me wrong, they make really enjoyable games, but the problem is that they just keep milking them, and people are starting to get sick of it, and I'm glad people are starting to see just how bad it is. Simply put, Rockstar is just way different now than what it used to be. Moving on, we're now going to be talking about Deathloop and its mixed reception on Steam or just PC in general. A good chunk of people tend to like this game, while some people just think it's not as good as it can be, but there's a lot of people who really dislike it because they're getting bad performance issues, and these are people that are playing on very high-end systems. It does not make any sense to me that people with a 5900X and a 3090 are getting dips to 50 FPS. And don't get me wrong, this game does look nice, but it doesn't look that good to allow that kind of performance. So you start to think to yourself, what could be causing this? And it could be the game's engine. As far as I can tell, it's using the same engine as Dishonored 2. And that was another game that was actually having performance issues when it was released. But another problem that people are having is that they're getting a lot of stuttering. And this probably has to do with the anti-piracy measures built into the game, known as de novo. And the thing is that this anti-piracy measure is pretty infamous for causing performance issues for people on PC. And the thing is, it's really annoying to have because, think about it, I understand that a company would want to protect their game and not have people just steal it. I understand that completely. But I gotta say, it's really depressing to think about people purchasing this game for the full price and getting lesser performance because of this anti-piracy measure placed in. Imagine spending $60 to $80 and you have this high-end system only to play at like 30 to 50 FPS because of bad optimization and an anti-piracy measure that you can't really do much about as a consumer. And it's a shame too, because the game does actually look quite fun. I know some people believe it can be better than what it is, but from the looks of it, it does seem like an enjoyable time. It's just a shame that people can't really enjoy that time because they're getting bad performance issues with their high-end systems. And if people with high-end systems are struggling, think about the people with low-end to mid-range systems trying to play the game. It's quite sad. But there is good news to be heard because Arcane is digging into it and they're trying to find the cause for this issue. I do think it has to do with the anti-piracy measure, but who knows, it might be something weird in the engine that's causing it, so hopefully they can fix it. Now next up is Wolverine being M-rated. Now, the thing is, the Wolverine game was announced at the PS5 event, and people were really excited to hear about it, and I know I was. The next Spider-Man game is really cool too, but I'm more excited for Wolverine because this is a chance for Insomniac to make a game with a more mature tone, and apparently that's what they're going for. People were skeptical that they were going to go for sort of a teen-rated game so they can have access to a wider audience, but creative director Brian Orton actually said full-size mature tone on Twitter. So this means it's going to be a full title like the original Spider-Man on PS4 instead of this sort of spin-off game like Miles Morales. And it being more of a mature tone is really exciting for me because the last Wolverine game I played was Wolverine Origins back in 2009, I believe. And that was a pretty badass hack and slash game with brutal combat. So I'm really excited to see what Insomniac is going to do with the combat, but not only the combat, even the storytelling. I wonder if they would go for an approach similar to the movie Logan, and I really enjoyed that movie because it had a much darker tone, and it took a deeper dive into the whole idea of mutants and even Wolverine as a character. So I'm really excited as to what Insomniac is going to do with the game. It's going to be a while until we see anything though. They are working on the second Spider-Man, so we'll probably see something by like 2023. But honestly, I don't really mind. I'm just happy that they're actually working on a new Wolverine game because it's been since 2009 since we've seen anything of the character. And I believe Insomniac is gonna do the character justice. I am really happy. But what about you guys? Are you really happy about the upcoming Wolverine game, and are you excited to hear that it's gonna have a mature tone? What kind of combat system would you like to see? Would you like it to be exactly like the 2009 game, maybe something similar to the new God of War, or do you have something else in mind? Or what about GTA 5 and another re-release for next-gen consoles? My view is that they should just be a free upgrade to the PS5 and Series X, but I doubt that's gonna happen because it's Rockstar and Take-Two we're talking about. But what are your thoughts? Maybe the upgrade is worth it, although the trailer just didn't really showcase anything like that, but I would love to hear different opinions. And what are your thoughts on Deathloop? Have you played the game? Have you been enjoying it? Have you played it on PC, experiencing the same issues, or have things been pretty seamless for you? My view is that it's a shame that the issues even exist to begin with, but it's good to hear that Arcane is digging into it right away. It's just annoying to think about because this is a really common occurrence when it comes to PC gaming. It would just be nice for developers to release a game that's actually well optimized and fun to play from the get-go. Anyhow, that's all there is for me today, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, maybe leave a like, a comment, sub, and maybe hit that bell notification if you want to see videos from us right away. Thanks for watching. Peace.